Hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome to the KAZ bar. My name is KAZ, interdimensional bartender who's afraid of salespeople and has been idle in 14 for 10 minutes apparently. Welcome back to Final Fantasy 14 DAWNTRAIL. We are back and we are diving into a patch 7.3 today. So I hope you guys are excited for that. And just hope everyone that we are live. Also, entirely by coincidence that certain people were saying that, oh man, I wish I could play, I don't have a sub. But guess what? Guess what, folks? For those of you saying, oh, I wish I had a sub, I've got good news. Today is the start, or never mind, it's not the start. I've been bamboozled. It just got reposted by the FF14 Twitter that apparently there is a free login campaign until Feb 9 to play for up to 4 days worth of games, or 96 hours. I am a dumbass. I did not read the timestamp correctly. I know how to read. I just choose not to. Anyway. Let's do this. If you have a moment, Sapphire, Geode wants to take stock of the current crisis. Oblivion may be lacking the finer details in certain areas, so we'd like you to lend your perspective to the conversation. Sorry to drag you into it, but we need to get a better handle on the threats Alexandria is facing right now. Not at all. What just happened since the state funeral, and a clear idea of where things stand would be beneficial for us as well. So, in other words, yes, we are summarizing the plot for the player's sake. First things first, let's discuss the state of the machine malfunction. Every single sector reported instances of sentries attacking citizens without provocation. Vehicles suddenly becoming unresponsive to it. And while these malfunctions were solved fairly quickly, they nevertheless resulted in a considerable number of injuries and deaths. But you haven't heard anything about new incidents since then, right? Right. Oh, right. No additional reports have been logged as far. That's the good news. The bad news is, I tried to take control of the soldiers when they started hurting people, but they wouldn't listen to me, even though I have the king's authority. Once things calmed down, I was finally able to make them give up their weapons, but if it happens again, I don't know if they'll ignore me like before. The king of Resolve's authority. Who is this man that can override it with such unity? Dare I say, might he be the one who actually built the system or coded the system? Programmer always leaves a back door. Calyx lived in the age of the storm surge as I did. The Discord mod! Lest you forget, known for his advancements in electro, and it was he who established preservation for the purpose of feathering it. The wasting disease which afflicted him, however, said to leave him scant years left to live. He must have chosen to undergo conversion into endless, in my continuous efforts into the Preservation's early goals seem noble enough. Exploring treatments for Devon's sickness, designing Everkeep's core system, that sort of thing. I harmed the people who was ostensibly tried it. I pretend to fully understand Calyx, only that he appeared incensed by what he saw as man's failings. He asserted that the strategy of adapting our generational succession was outdated. That evolution now requires us to forsake bodies of flesh in favor of eternal preservation. I'm sorry, my nose is Mind you, I Vicks Vapor Rub on my chest. My nose is still not in a good state today. My nose is killing me, and my back is killing me. What a combo. I am old. Already seen how he's employed the simulant to convince Alexandrians that endless conversion is their only hope for survival. Eternal life is assured for the 5,000 who registered the neo-regulators. But this is merely one part of Calyx's greater plan. He wants the key to interdimensional fusion. With that relic in his possession, he will draw ether from the reflections and expand his effort to create endless 1,000-fold. If we mean to foil Calyx's scheme, then our only option is to determine where he's hiding and put him down. Which, unfortunately, then I've been scouring the terminal we found in the depths of it, but I failed to uncover the slightest trace of his activity. Give me a little more time, though, and I'm sure I can step. I'll help you. While Galulja and Shale are working on, I think I'm going to take a look. I want to make sure no new problems have. I want to search for any information that might lead us to Calyx. Welcome to come along. You're welcome to come along. Another malfunction could happen at any time, and I'd be glad to have some rollers at my... Count me in. Raha and the others are helping Oblivion patrol the other levels of the key. So shall we stick to the streets of Solution 9? Sounds like a plan. Thanks, you two. I appreciate the company. I have to speak with the city's administrators about bringing in the Lance Guard. I want our soldiers around to protect those who are moving to Tuliolal. Alfino and Alize will be joining me for the meeting. The three of us can cover that sector as soon as we're done. If I may, I'd like to join Sapphire's group. You'll have me. I'll ask questions as long as you're... Thank you. I'll do my best not to be a burden. More worried about you, Gio. Don't do anything stupid. You'll change your tune once we get back with the drinks are on you. Come on. Let's continue this outside. Okay, death flag. I sense a death flag. When someone gets worried about someone else dying and they just hit back with this overconfident boast. Wait. Fuck. There's that sneeze that's like on the horizon but won't come out. God damn it. But like I was saying, when you get that moment of like where they're just like, oh, I'm worried about you, be careful, don't die, and they're like, don't worry, I'm pretty sure you'll drop your jaw when you see me come back, and like, you know, they boast and brag and everything about how they'll make it back alive. That means they're most likely gonna die within the plot. I've seen this kind of flag before. Sorry, I was off on my own though. Shall we get started? Are you right, Geode? Well enough, given the circumstance. It's fondest with shielded. So they were for the moment mortality once again becomes an unavoidable fact of life. You're greeted with an outbreak of violence. Many are bound to give the endless alternative serious consideration. Indeed, do not blame them for that. It is only natural that such thoughts should come to mind. What I cannot forgive is the way Calyx wields fear and misery to manipulate people into making that choice. No one, Not Calyx nor anyone else should dictate how we cope with the specter of death. As one who lived as an Alexandrian, I wish to put the choices out. Oh, eyes. Ah, my eyes. What is with my body this me? Everything is like going weird with my body, from my eyes now twitching to mine. I don't know, from my nose acting up, back, eyes. What the heck is going on? As one who lived as an Alexandrian, I wish to put the choices of this country's back into the hands of the citizen. And you think we can handle that? Everything you've seen of us. It is what I've seen that convinced me. I awoke 4 centuries later to find our people living and laughing beneath Alexandria's banner. Though surprised and bewildered, I was overjoyed to see it. You all deserve to be. Well then, we'd best not let you down. Now, I suggest we move as a group. We don't know if or when a battle might fall. I believe someone came prepared for just such an eventuality. Hey! Is that the grimoire you retrieved from the old castle? Yes. My parents gifted it to me when I was a child. They were adamant that I should learn to protect the things important to me. I was fortunate in the art. So I lay claim to some small measure. He's an arcanist. If that's the case, it might be better if we split into 2 groups after all. It would certainly be more efficient for information gathering. That makes sense. 2 of you can take the west side of the recreation zone. Sapphire and I will take the rest. Very well. We shall end our patrol in the plaza just past Trueview and await you there. Ah, nose. Old man sinus problem. Oh, okay. Ow! On my back. Okay. Let's do the rounds then. We'll see what's what and chat to the people we meet along the way. Pay special attention to anyone who looks overwhelmed or overly excited. Hopefully that will learn us a tidbit or 2 we didn't know before. Somber citizen. You have a neo-regulator? No, you don't. You still have the plain white one. The sentries and air really safe to be around now. I just know it's gonna happen again. Maybe next time I'll be the one. I need a neo-regulator. Freaking Amazon. Other memories. I drink around here all the time. I made sure not to overdo it when I had I'd work the next day. But once we were past the busy season, when the ladies weren't amenable to my company, you'd have to scrape me off the street outside in the morning or afternoon. First I ever got on was on what should have been the worst day of my life. If only I could remember it. Still bring a regulator back. Oh, okay, so yeah, you can just take out the regulator with almost no repercussions. Most of the day I first met Chill, although I guarantee she's forgotten. I'm pretty sure she hasn't. You are definitely dying this patch, aren't you? I am practically 150% sure. Sorry, not that. Maybe not that much. Maybe 90% sure this dude's gonna die this patch, or get seriously injured. If Square Enix has decided to like be a little bit more magnanimous, this dude's just gonna get seriously injured and probably decommissioned until the end of the expansion. Want to hear my story? Well, I appreciate you offering a sympathetic ear. It's not much to tell. Must know a good friend of mine died when those machines went crazy. His air radiator dropped right out of the sky and he didn't survive the crash. Damn fool wasn't wearing a regulator. No, that's not strange these days. Never bothered with it. He was at peace with the idea of dying. Thought I understand what that meant until... Yeah, but like the problem there is at least he knew what death was. Are you a Neo? Yep, it's a Neo regulator. What has me in such a fine mood, you ask? I've just registered my new regulator. I was leery of becoming nothing more but memories at first, but now that I've gone through the registration, I've never felt more at ease. Also, once it was done, the regulator displayed the current numbers. Of the 5,000 slots available, over 3,800 have already been filled. If you're still hesitant, not much time to make your mind up. Mark my words, friend. And there's only a few slots left, it's going to get very ugly. That far. I feel like there was a new factor in these stories. One we hadn't considered during their back crew. Yes, that's it. Vast majority of residents have always wondered. It was not a detail we'd normally think about. With the supply of souls cut off though, more and more people have been going without them. We need to look into the casualties and check whether or not they were equipped with regulators. Let's ask around on the street over to the east. It's pretty chaotic at the time, but maybe we'll find eyewitnesses. Confirm if this pattern or not. You know, this reminds me of like that article that went around of people saying, oh, did you know wine will actually is actually good for you? People who drank wine are less likely to be hit with are supposedly less likely to be hit with certain illnesses. Don't go crazy though. Having like maybe just one glass often is good enough. That was disproven because of the fact that like the reason it seems like people drink wine are healthier compared to people who drink any other type of alcohol is because it's a quality of life bias. People who drink wine tend to be of a higher class. The ones who have better living conditions. Oh my god, there's a... Oh, okay. Fuck. Anyway, people who drink wine tend to be of a higher social class, or at least have money to afford it. So chances are they can also afford some level of healthcare or a way that their lifestyle can support their health. So it's another case of correlation, not causation. Drinking wine does not make you healthier. It just so happens that if you can afford wine, you can also afford the services to keep you healthy. So people said that it's a very shaky study, to say the least. It was once my job to deliver goods by hover cargo. That's why I know a fair number of names and faces throughout the city. The little ones who jumped for joy when I brought them packages. The old lady who'd always greet me with a smile. I'd hate for anything bad to happen to them. Hello, how are you today? Please let me know if I may be of service. Citywide casualty data unavailable. Government officials are currently processing reports from all affected zones. Can you narrow it down to the recreation zone? Must have some estimate. Recalibrating parameters. Injured, 87 individuals. Casualties, 19 individuals. Casualties equipped with regulators, 0. Go. They're targeting people. You should know people who died in the machine rampage were wearing regulators. Sorry, but I was assigned to clearing away debris. I didn't see any of the deceased. No bodies were present by the time I arrived, so I assumed the usher said work. I remember there being patches of white dust scattered about, or to clean up. Dust worthy of mention. Far. It's time we rejoined Krallin's feet. I'm joking with my boaster shell, but we may have stumbled upon something major here. We should share our findings in pursuing this avenue of ignorance. Didn't Kral say to meet them in the plaza just outside of Truth? Let's get going. Right. Let's see what Kral and Sveen have cooked up. I've discovered. Oh. Essentially, you're saying that the people who were killed by malfunctioning machines weren't wearing regulators? That's exactly what. Those are still tentative applied to that one. We don't know how they'll stack up against the overall data, but there's definitely more. I think it's safe to say that anyone who had removed the regulator was a priority target. Mentioned the person I was treating for wasn't wearing one either. But, hey, why they're being targeted over anyone else? Gee, I wonder. Solely on the lack of a neo-regular, not judge of a person as. What if they simply fail to acquire one of them? Those who wear no regulator. They have clearly rejected the old system of using souls to revive themselves. But another way, they have chosen to live their lives in the knowledge that death is an inevitability, and so a certain someone decided to just push them in that direction. Chances that such resolute people would wish to become endless are far lower, I imagine. So Calyx has chosen those least likely to accept his vision as victims to stoke fear and panic. There's no need to kill everyone. The way things were, the people were already fearful enough. He could have found 5,000 willing citizens without all this madness. Good point. Perhaps this was the sowing of terrors in service to another scheme. Had some other need. The dust found at various sites. Yeah, who's Thanos snapping these people? Right, the sanitation worker's story. Saw no bodies but mentioned piles of white dust. Dust but no bodies? Where have I heard that before? You recall when we went to save Ironville from the sentries in the outskirts? That Usher Malachi told us much the same thing. When I arrived, I found no body, only a pile of dust, which the wind quickly scattered. Confused, I questioned the residents, but none knew what had become of it. That both stories speak of missing remains is suspicious enough. The shared mention of this is too much to ignore. Out. In that case, we should confirm if this substance was present at other sites and attempt to ascertain its name. Following this thread may lead us not only to an explanation for the bodies, but also the intent behind Calyx's murderous action. Wom wom wom. Sapphire, we need your help. I've lost control over the soldiers in the residential area. They might be trying to hurt people again. Oblivion members are on their way now, but are you close enough to join them? We're right next to an Ethernet, yeah. Damn it. A new investigation will have to wait. Let's go. Oh, shit. Hello. Oh, fuck.
Stay back! Stay away from me!
Leave him alone.
I shot Geo. Damn.
Are you all right?
What happened here?
Sentry walked into my apartment, even though I'd locked the door and everything.
Oh.
I managed to run, but the man who tried to save me...
And then the sentries fought each
No
other.
weapons, which is to be expected, considering all the sentries were meant to be disarmed. Yet it was ordered to attack all the same, even if that meant using its bare hands.
I'll leave matters here to you. I'm going to do a sweep of the surrounding area.
This guy is just asking for all the death flags. Yep, no regulators on either of them.
Do you know anyone else in this sector who no longer wears a regulator?
Oh, I don't think I've seen Isadora and her boy with theirs recently.
Oh shit, no!
Go to them, quickly! Wayakwe!
I'll be fine. But Isadora's in bad shape.
Uh-oh.
Mother, please.
Oh, fuck.
Isadora! Oh, thank goodness. She wasn't struck anywhere vital.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh.
I'm sorry. If only I'd gotten here sooner.
Everything will be all right. I promise to make your mother better.
Thank you, miss.
I'm really hoping for a moment where, like, she's going to reveal herself as the true Queen's Fiend. Gonna take her hood off, put on the tiara, and just rally the people of Alexandria.
Forever.
No, not forever. She'll wake soon, I'm sure of it.
That's good to hear. Thank you for saving her.
I feel you know, I just realized I feel slightly annoyed because in 7.1 we have been absolutely starved of Coda. I know that he's stuck to his duties as the king. Where's my boy? Where's Sapphire's hubby? Forgive me, I was reckless. Shouldn't have had to waste time tending my wounds as well. Did you see our other comrade back there? He stayed behind in the lobby, but I heard the sounds of fighting. Sorry. To fall and protect the residents. Sadly, yes. A comrade. He may have been struck down. If he's wounded or worse, I should go to him. Wait! Please. It isn't safe and you still need rest. You stay with Milos and watch over Isadora with me. You will tend to your friend. Thank you. Please be careful yourself. So, place your bets, folks. How long until we see Geo die? I'm pretty sure. Oh, look who's not in this cutscene. Isadora's going to be alright then. So glad. I've just finished my administrations here. Our Oblivion comrade was beyond. Soul gave his life to save another. He died protecting. I don't understand why any of this is happening. That sentry was behaving normally like any other. All of a sudden, it tried to kill me. Even so, no, Calyx commanded them to murder. Look who's still not here. Is it over? We came as soon as Wayakwe sent word. Sorry. By the time you arrived, it was late. Geode could be in trouble too. Once we have this radius locked down, we need to find him. Why? Has something happened? Possibly. We're not sure what, but he stopped responding to our communications. We need to prioritize securing the residential sector though, at least until we regain control over the sentry. Then we should search for Geode. I agree. Since most Oblivion members are sworn off regulators, if our theory holds true, they could be prime targets for the next attack. Please do what you can to shepherd the residents to safety. Avoid the sentries at all costs. Oh, thanks. Here, take this communicators. We've made modifications to them to prevent Calyx from intercepting the signal, and have been using them to coordinate movements with allies in the vicinity. Wayakwe is one too. I'll ask her to keep hailing Geode. Good luck and stay safe. Oh boy, raise your flag. Geode is gonna die. Geode said he would sweep the surrounding area, so he shouldn't have ventured too far. Let's get going. Place your bets, folks. Dead or badly injured to the point of a coma. And it's gonna suck even more because like I can't even remember correctly, but Are he and Shale like a thing? See no sign of Geode. Perhaps you should search further to the east. Oh, that's a player. What is that in front of them? That is a pillow? Why are they standing on a pillow? If I were a ninja, I would actually be able to do Shikuchi forward. See no sign of Geode. Wayako's voice crackles forth from the... Geode! Geode! Answer me! No response. Perhaps you should continue your search further to the east. Attentive engineer. I thought they said I thought it said attractive engineer. Oops. Come on, chair, please cooperate. See no sign of Geode. The neighboring residential radius would be the next logical place. Look.
This is the only place left. Let them be safe.
Geode, are you there? Answer me, please.
Oh, Wayakwe. I forgot. Wayakwe doesn't have a British accent.
Sorry for the long silence. I've been busy.
Oh, you're alive. Thank the gods. Where are you now?
The radius next door. The lobby is secure. I'll scout the second floor. Then I'll join it.
It's a Thanos gun.
That dust.
Dust? What are you talking about? What's happening?
They're not just collecting souls. They're draining the bodies of corporeal ether. The dust that we saw was all that was left of the victims. They must have modified the soul cells.
Oh no, not the old man.
Shit.
Two to the body, one to the head. Count your shots.
Damn you!
Bonk. Ah yes, the Jin 5th shot special.
You can't be here! You need to run, now!
Oh fuck. Okay, that's just playing dirty.
A trap!
And it's not glitchy like the other ones, so it's probably gonna kill him, isn't it?
Take care of the others, eh?
Don't forget about the fully functional one behind you.
No sign of him so far. This way, maybe?
We're in the exact spot that we saw the cutscene in.
Geode!
Oh, they dusted him.
A shame. I had hoped to leave here with at least one more cell's worth of ether. But seeing how eager you are to interfere, I shall cut this foray short.
Calyx. What could you possibly stand to gain from these atrocities?
Ether sufficient to generate 5,000 endless. How would you acquire it?
How would I?
Until I have the key, the reflections are closed to me. Thus do I make do with the sources at hand. 7% of Alexandria's current population will yield the energy to convert 5,000 into endless. With 11%, operations could continue unabated for 800 years.
He's willing to self-cannibalize the citizens.
Our bodies are fated to decay sooner or later. These ones refuse the gift of eternal life, so what difference does it make if I return them to ether now? I will not waste time and resources on meaningless conflict. This unit cannot offer you worthwhile resistance. Instead, I pose a question. Would you hand over the key if I promised to halt my harvest?
No, because then you'd be harvesting the other worlds. That's kind of... You would only seek other victims.
It was foolish of me to even ask. I return to my work then. There is much to do if I must take the key by force.
Quick, get the Thanos gun. I fucking knew Geode was gonna die. God damn. Told you it was only a matter of time. If we like, I highly doubt that it's gonna be possible to even revive him, like, from dust. I highly doubt it's gonna be like, oh, here, let's magically return Geode back to life. If we can manage to do that, that'd be like a miracle. But it's also very unlikely given the stakes that we're in. It's nice to have stakes every now and then. Which not a lot of games do. Like, honestly, it's either they set the stakes completely wrong, or they don't set high enough stakes for the plot for you to actually feel that there's some form of urgency. Dust, ashes. Soul cell he left behind. Was that his twisted way of returning Geode to us? Damn you and your careless cruelty. He was our friend. And so, death was just 5,000. If a reflection stolen ether allowed for many, why? That would be a noble sacrifice for greater good. Who could think that? Not I. Certainly, not I. Trial would know. She's lost so many people. Know only too well. There's not noble in this sacrifice. To stop him. You have to find Calyx and put an end to this madness as soon as possible. And then we change the password to the Discord. And under no circumstances can we let the key fall into his possession, Sapphire. It falls to us. We will thwart his plans here in Alexandria before he can terrorize innocents and reflections elsewhere. You know, as the queen, have you thought of maybe rallying the citizens of Alexandria? You rallied them months before, can you rally them again? You should return to the back room. Chad and the others need to know what happened. Yes, I'll ask Wayakwe to meet us there as well.
Our dear Geode.
The soldiers. If only I'd been able to control them.
This isn't your fault, Goloja. The blame lies with Calyx, and with him alone. It's all so senseless.
Not to him,
Why
it's not.
force his plans upon us when we're already happy, living our lives? What does he even think life is?
To him, he thinks he's doing good.
I'll never forgive Calyx for doing this.
Oh, Nostalgia, when you say things like that, it's like
Or
you're
myself
expecting
for
to...
being powerless to stop him.
That can only mean one or two things. Either you will deal the final shot, or you will get yourself
Wait,
killed.
Where are you going?
Or someone else killed because of your vendetta.
To clear my head. Don't worry, I won't do anything stupid.
Stay here and get some rest.
Wouldn't it be funny if we
I'll make
found
sure
out that the voice of Nostalgia
stays
was
out of
actually
trouble.
Amelie?
Thank you.
Don't someone in the chat come in and say, about that?
Things would have been far worse if you and Geode hadn't rushed in there. Many people are still alive because of you. And after adding what you discovered to the leads we've dug up, I'm hopeful we can determine where Calyx is hiding. But not right now. We need time before we can move on. Just a little time.
Time to grieve.
Oh, Geode.
I want to check something. I want to look at the splash art of the new. Oh, I'm concerned now. I am concerned now. I just noticed something in the cover art for this expansion, the key art. Oh boy. Apologies. My mind was out. We need to press on with the hunt. Should be. Said you need some time. As it stands, Emma. Kiwa used to say, best thing to do. Let it all out. I'll take myself and say my goodbyes to Chief. Why don't you come along? Be someone to blubber to. I'm the warrior of light. It's not like I'm a stranger to loss and death. Some say I'm the cause of it. Right then, let's get out of Everkeep. I've had trek on foot, so I've arranged for a couple of air wheelers. They've had the communications modules removed, so even Calyx shouldn't be able to see. Say the word and we'll see. Man, I wish I had an air wheeler. Whenever I need to. Why did they have to cost 7.5 million? Sometimes Jude would come along too. Racing. That surprise you? Friendship always had a company. We'd often talk about how one day we might fly our wheelers outside. Am I the only one who thinks that them choosing to set the price of the wheelers to 7.5 million is a bit too far? Like, I get it. It's still technically, it's not entirely a paid piece of content. It's not a paid mount, but also I'm just like, if considering that they wanted to push the whole idea of you can put down 14 anytime and you can still enjoy things when you come back, I'd like to think that, you know, they'd make things a bit more affordable. Like, what do they think the average income of an average 14 player is? Especially the people who raid. My goodness, I could barely even maintain 3 to 4 million gil, let alone 7. Oh, sorry, man. Memories from my regulator days on. Come on, get inside. Hopefully the way will be clear. Best. Are we gonna get trapped in the cave and then she's gonna die? What are the chances? Oh boy. Thanks. We can usually avoid such encounters. Sometimes wander in and block the only. Not that it slowed you down at all. Never seen you fight up close before, and the surveillance feed clearly didn't do it justice. Hopefully it keeps the route clear for a while. Shall we?
Whenever we lost a comrade, the three of us would come back here to reminisce. Me, Geode, and Kafkiwa. Will you raise a glass?
Geode's memory.
Oh!
What are the two of you doing here?
I had a feeling you'd show up. Would you like to join us?
Fanciest looking coffee machine I've ever in the background. And I wish my coffee machine.
I suppose I could spare a moment. They tell us Oblivion's founders disappeared some decades ago under mysterious circumstances, and it was Kafkiwa who revived our organization. You and Geode helped her with that, didn't you? Tell us more about it. You're keen to know too, right? What they were like back then, the mad things they got up to, that sort of thing.
Those were the days. He was actually right.
Oh, I
before
have
the
some information to
went
share
to.
after this stream. Not related to
Still
anything
more
IRL, but this is the
regulated then.
information regarding this game.
I'd recently lost someone close to me. And also quit a long stint as an adapter to work at a bar of all places. It paid me to sit with patrons and keep them company.
Good. Patience at that.
So Geode came in one night. It wasn't long before we got into an argument. First time customer, but tempers flared. And then one of us threw a punch.
Why is he dressed like David from Edge Run? Oh, sorry, not David. Like
What were you
B
even arguing
from
about?
Cyberpunk. What's with that
Damned if I know.
Cyberpunk
We're deep in
2077
our cups.
looking
I think we're
outfit?
both just
Johnny
frustrated
Silverhand
and
jacket looking
angry
outfit.
at everything. By the end of it, we were both sprawled out in the street. Pair of drunken fools. Then this odd machine stopped to lecture us, scolding us for obstructing the foot traffic and not taking better care of ourselves.
I can't imagine you ever being in such a sorry state. The odd machine. That was Kafkiwa, I take it.
Yeah, it almost perfectly
That it
resembles
was.
V's
Once she
V's
was done upbraiding
base
us
out
for
or
our
official outfit
unseemly
in the
behavior, she
promotional
launched
material.
into a recruitment pitch. Kafkiwa explained that she wanted to protect the outside world from Zoralja's invasion, to keep him from bringing ruin to the place her beloved son lived. And if we were so intent on self-destruction, then perhaps we might consider risking our hides for a just cause. It was a lot to take in. I hadn't given much thought to what lay beyond the barrier, and learning that Kafkiwa herself was already dead was enough to make my head spin. But Geode and I were intrigued by her ideas. I wanted to see this future of hers come to pass.
Geode often spoke of it. He told me that meeting KAZ-oku was what first taught him the value of remembering people.
Like he was sharing a holy revelation.
Oh, but back then you hadn't yet taken on Oblivion's name, had you?
Is that so? I just assumed.
It hadn't been KAZ-oku's intention to carry on Oblivion's legacy, nor adopt the cause your parents championed. Not initially, at least. She wasn't even aware such an organized resistance existed. She did, however, suspect the presence of other dissidents, those who objected to resurrecting the memories of the dead in defiance of the natural order. In the hopes of identifying like-minded comrades, we began searching the core system for traces of unauthorized access. And that's how we found it. An anomalous sector in the back of the Neon Stein. According to Melancholy, the door to that mystery had remained firmly shut since she took over the business.
The back room.
The back room. We forced our way in, only to discover that the hideout had long been abandoned. Although the occupants were gone, the equipment they'd left behind contained records of a group calling itself Oblivion. After reading through their exploits and their vision for the future, we made the decision to carry on their work.
Okay, Turbo, I'll bring you down after this cutscene.
Thus were my parents and KAZ-oku's hopes
After
bound
this cut.
together.
Okay.
And
Sit.
carried onward by Shale and Geode.
Sit.
We could never have made
Turbo,
it this
sit.
far on our own, of course. Not without the strength of arms you and your
Sit.
friends provided.
Sorry, Turbo's being very needy again. He wants to go.
Losing comrades is a hard thing, but being here, thinking back on the moments we shared, I can see their smiles, hear their laughter. I feel their presence and I know they're still with us. But these memories of mine are for me alone. Reminders of why I chose to do this. And why I'll stay the course. Right. Time we got back to work. Thank you, everyone.
No, it's me who should be thanking you. Though the pain is still deep, I don't feel like I'm drowning in it anymore.
It's good.
Let's get out there and put a stop to Calyx. For you, for me, and for everyone who's ever believed in Oblivion.
Okay, before we continue, hello Ned, welcome. So before I continue, two things I'm going to mention. First off, I need to bring Turbo downstairs. Here till spoilers arrive. Well, we'll be approaching that in a bit. Second thing I want to mention, so the voice actress of Nostalgia, that pink-haired girl you just heard, who is also the voice of Wayakwe, they're the same voice actress, is Anaris Quinones. And for those of you who don't know who that voice actress is, she is the English voice of Mirko in My Hero Academia, aka Rumi Usagiyama, the bunny mommy that everyone was after. She's also the voice of let's see. English voice of Rika Orimoto in Jujutsu Kaisen 0. Yes, Turbo, in a bit, I'll bring you down. The voice of the goddess, Wanda and Belle in Monster Prom 2. Voice of Lynette in Genshin Impact. Okay, fine. Okay, sorry, I gotta bring the action. Alright, I'm back. Anyway, going down the list again of her voices. Also the voice of Honeybee Lovely in the normal raids. And the English voice of Fei Xiao in Honkai Star Rail. And Ned, this interests you. She is the English voice of Aika in Pretty Pretty Please I Don't Want to Be a Magical Girl. I guess can you understand? I appreciate you helping me through this. Not only the grief, helped me see that my comrades mean even more to me than I realized, which only fuels my determination. I'll be spending every waking moment working to bring Calyx to account for his crimes. I'll do my part, then you do. It needs you. Okay. Quick. If I remember, spell speed melds are still very much needed on Black Mage. Or for people who, like me, still go with the machine gun summoner build. It's time I went back to locating Calyx's list. I have a new strategy in mind, but it remains to be seen if it will aid in narrowing down the possibilities. I'll ask Crowd for help. I want to re-examine the data as that of her. Oh, they were the first to break away from preservation and establish an organized resistance with them. There must be something in there that can point us in the right direction. What are your plans, Sapphire? Answer this call? Wait, Sven's voice. Sapphire, is that you? Apologies for calling suddenly. I've been making the rounds in the outskirts and I cannot help but feel as though something is amiss. Might I ask you to join me? Your perspective would be most appreciated. Can wait until you finish attending to Shale, of course. Seems your plans have been decided for you. Go on, I have others to speak with before I return to the back room. Please don't die. Although I assume you are going to die because of things that I know. It's not that I have any insight as to into the writing of this, although it might also just be me reading a little too much into it. There's a little thing that's common in like graphic design that could indicate, and I can only hope to be proven wrong. I can only hope that this is just entirely conjecture and like Sapphire, thank you for coming. As I mentioned, I would benefit from your worldly experience. Perhaps it is my imagination. The townspeople appear to be acting up. That is, even considering the current state of affairs. As I am yet unfamiliar with the outskirts, I thought you might be better equipped to judge if their behavior is unusual or not. Would you speak with them and see what you think? Or I hope to be proven wrong. I fear something is not right here. I mean, they're wearing regular regulators. They're not wearing the Neo regulator. Unless he's found a way to get to the regular regulators. Is that a regular or a Neo? It's a regular. Please tell me you brought more Neo regulators. Officially, they've all been handed out already, but I've heard rumors there are a few left over. Surely the government still has some? Or perhaps Queen's Fiend? I may not look it, but I was a hunter once. Back then, I hardly gave death a second thought. Now that I know the truth, that's all I can think about. There has to be a way to hold on. There has to. Oh no, the residents are getting... They're getting desperate. You're not wearing a regulator. Don't you know the end is coming? Well, it's your life to lose. Me, I got myself one of these Neo regulators and registered a little while ago. As soon as I did, a display appeared showing the number of registered users. Right now, it's sitting at 4,168. The upper limit was 5,000. It seems the total shot up right after those machine malfunctions. It's only a matter of time before everyone's registered. Those who weren't chosen. But I'm going to be an endless. I'm going to evolve and live happily ever after. Sure, buddy. Yeah. That's not good to hear. Et tu, Pepperwan? Pody? Greetings. I remember when you visited with Queen's Fiend. Come to check on our well-being, have you? But I can say that things are rather stressful out here as well. Without knowing of it, if or when our machinery might turn murderous, the specter of death is ever present. People are terrified, and the clamor for new regulators is a fever pitch. I personally was fortunate to have claimed a new device early on, and have long since completed the registration. Death has no hold over me now. Now, I must begin my prayers. Darkness closer, grows deeper, and we must cast it out. Hey? When did that become a thing? Guys, BRB, let's take a 10-minute break. Actually, it's due for a 10-minute break. I need to catch a certain difficult dog. I'll be right back. And I am back, folks. Sorry for the wait. Turbo's now back in my room, and he is just sleeping there. Okay. Back to the story. I went to the wrong window. Their fear is palpable. Yes, that is exactly it. The people are overwhelmed by uncertainty and fear. With each new registration, fear inside them grows more insistent. How long until it drives them into full-blown panic? I should take this. Sapphire, can you come to a solution? We have a problem. I'm already here with Lama T and Alphino. Okay. Sounds like she wants us there in a hurry. We should go. Oh, that's not good.
What's happened? Sorry to drag you out here, but I thought it best you see for yourself.
That's not good.
Death is your constant companion. Though you toil with diligence, death may come ere your reward is bestowed. Though your grand works be poised for completion, death may come ere you wake the following morn. Though you enjoy a life of peace and good fortune, death needs but one instant to...
Oh, great. So we're now fear-mongering to advertise.
Your bodies are weak. Your heart, your brain, every fragile organ rolls the dice from moment to moment. Sheer chance deciding if they function or fail. Be you stoic or generous or righteous, no virtues tip the scales in that fatal reckoning. The choice is made without reason. The end is cloaked in terror. That is what it means to die.
The announcement began after we finished our meeting with Gossen. As for its source, well...
Calyx.
Yep. Although I find it odd, is like the choice is made without reason.
There is
It's
no
like,
shame in being afraid. It is that very fear which will drive you to conquer death.
and it's thanks to our sponsor, the Neo-Regulators.
Let us set a new course for mankind. Let us preserve our existence unto perpetuity. Hope for it, wish for it, pray for it. We will become endless. With evolution's brilliance, will we banish the ever-present darkness of mortality.
Change isn't easy. No one ever wants to take the first step. But this is the right path for us. What other way could there be?
Thou, Wuklemat! You couldn't have come at a better time. Please, you have to let us move to Tuli-Yalal.
Oh boy.
It's too dangerous to stay here. Who knows when the next century will turn on us? Even if we wanted to become endless, there are no more Neo-Regulators to be had. Fleeing is our only option.
If the solution was as simple as leaving, then we'd all have left already. Did you not hear the announcement? For the living, death is a foregone conclusion.
I'd rather we be able to live out our
No matter
lives than to
where we
have
go
someone decide our
or
death
who
for
we
us.
shelter with, we won't get another chance like this to overcome our fate.
Easy for you to say when you have that regulator.
The Landsguard are on their way as we speak, and arrangements have been made to see that you all will be safely evacuated. Tulihiola will aid you in whatever way we can. So please, remain calm.
I want to help Alexandria. I want to save its people. But what can I do? I am not their queen.
Is this gonna build up to her putting on the tiara and rallying the people? If I remember correctly, I could be wrong because it's been a long time and I didn't get that far in. But didn't Princess Garnet do the same thing? Like, didn't she rally the people during like the fall of Alexandria or something like that? Calyx has access to the core system, which means that if he chose to do so, he could deploy the soldiers beyond the barrier. Even if our people learn to live with death and decide to leave the dome behind, they will not be beyond his reach. Yet if it serves to allay their fears even a little, I beg you, Uklamat, please let them shelter in Tulihiola. We will welcome any and all who want to come. We've already begun evacuations and will be able to pick up the pace once the Landsguard arrives. In which case, we had best spread out and keep an eye on the crowds. The mood is tense and we must prepare for possible violence. If you happen to determine where Calyx is hiding though, we'll be ready to move at a moment's notice. Surely we'll find a clue of some kind soon. Can't elude us forever. I'm surprised that Gosan is still working with us, considering that he himself has a Neo-regulator. Unless Gosan is a fucking rat! Aliens in fear. This is not the future she envisioned for her nation. Tulihiola would gladly welcome every last Alexandrian with open arms. What of the nation the late queen was so desperate to preserve? What of that bright haven of peace and laughter? Uklamat. I won't stand here and let her legacy be sullied any further. I will protect Alexandria. That was the promise I made her at the last. She betrayed you, did she not? Why do you feel this obligation? Not myself and her, I suppose. We both felt the people's joy as our own, that alone we lacked the strength to protect them. There's so much that I love in this world. Much for me to take in my arms and keep safe. It made me afraid. Wanted. I needed someone who shared that love and fear, so together we could do what we couldn't by ourselves. Maybe it's simpler than that. I just wish that we could have been friends. But when she turned to me in her final hour, desperate to safeguard Alexandria's future, I swore that I would see it done. In the end, I think you both found the friend you needed. I would be yours as well, Sphene. Whenever you fall or struggle to rise, I'll come running to the rescue. And you do the same for me. That's how we'll protect the things we love. That's how we'll protect Alexandria. You're right. Don't forget about me. That has the same energy as "and my axe." How could we? We'd not be where we are now without you. Right, we got a bit sidetracked there. But we should probably be on our way. Do we patrol or see if Shale needs a hand? There you all are! Gululja! Ah, splendid. We were afraid we'd miss you. Alice and the others said you were here. Good news, Sapphire. We finally found a chink in Calyx's armor. We discovered laboratories on Everkeep's 10th level that once housed a preservation initiative. Containment Complex 1029 it's called. It's been falsely registered as a distribution center. In reality, it hasn't recorded any traffic in decades. I don't think this is where Calyx is hiding as such, but it may well contain clues that'll point us in the right direction. It took so long just to get this far. If you're interested, what do you say we all go and check it out together? Thank you for all your hard work. This is a huge step forward. And up! We need to take the lift to get to the complex. I've cleared this expedition with the irrelevant authorities and have one of our people waiting to operate said lift. Let's not keep her waiting. Is this a... We didn't see any cover art or any screenshot on the press. This can't be a dungeon yet. It... Ready to head on up. Next up, the 10th level. Ooh.
So this is one of Preservation's laboratories.
It's so dark I can barely see.
Don't trigger anything.
Just a moment. If I can reroute the power to the circuit.
You got the lights working.
That's bright.
Smell how stale the air is. This room hasn't been in use for many years.
It was thanks to Kryl and Galulja that we managed to locate this place.
You may remember that my earring contained the control code for the gate to the Golden City. As it was Preservation that constructed the portal, we reasoned that the code to operate it might include a signature of some sort, unique to their organization.
Ah.
So I took a closer look, and a line-by-line examination yielded a string of symbols identifying the code's author. We then began accessing the nodes for every door in Everkeep, seeking out control codes which contained those same symbols. After a grueling search, we finally discovered our prize behind door number 1860, the entrance to the facility in which we now stand. I'd probably still be at it if Galulja hadn't been around to assist me.
I took breaks, but Shale never stopped working. Not even once.
Your treasure, Shale.
I can contribute precious little else, I'm afraid, but I appreciate your kind words. In any case, this next part will require your helping hands.
We need to spread out and search for something that may lead us to Calyx.
We're more than happy to help, of course. But I wonder, won't he realize we've found this place?
It's highly likely. And personally, I hope he does.
You all know our main objective. We're here to pick up Calyx's trail. I've learned of a certain device that should help. I'll explain how as he proceeds. According to the information I was able to pick up, the device in question should have been installed in the office. As for where that might be, yes, this map matches my data. This room we're in is the Researcher's Commons, located in the western side. The Director's office is... So we should cut across the circular chamber in the middle, yes? Yes, we should, but... Fortunately for us, the interior door is locked. We need a security key with the appropriate clearance to open it. Judging by the mechanism, a card of some kind. Can't you know, work some electro magic? I'll try my best, but the type of lock is well before my time. It may take a while to crack it. And in case I can't, I might want to look around and see if anyone left a security card. Considering the state of the place, it does seem like they abandoned it in some haste. Shouldn't be surprised if we found one. Very well, let's get to searching, shall we? I expect we'll have the most luck looking where the researchers kept their personal belongings. Beyond searching Containment Complex 1029. Helpful hints will appear in a different color. Pay close attention to the read by your comrades. And just have start with the abandoned paperwork. Data terminal. Carries your security card at all times. Callback starter Demetrius is phone. Affected. Half open desk drawer. It's definitely bold level 1. Let's see. Hold the card-shaped object up to the scanner. It's open! You did it, Sapphire! Good thing, too. I was nowhere with that circuit. I'm curious, though. Why would they abandon a facility like this? It's run by Director Demetrius, or so that terminal there told me. Perhaps there are more answers to be had once we venture further inside. Wait, sorry. Message. Let's continue onwards. The door to the director's office is across the central. Scanning device. Access denied. Oh, good. Maybe we need a different card? Yes, the scanner is demanding a level 3 security clearance. This is freaking like, it's just like with Resident Evil. God damn it. This is just like in Resident Evil. Ah yes, time to scour through the labs until we get a key card of higher clearance. Or we upgrade our key card to a higher clearance. Fucking ridiculous. Hey, this room is set up. Answer inserted into that large device looks to be a soul cell. Must be where they conducted their experiments to create Endless. Well, we could probably spend days investigating this complex. Finding a way to the director's office must take precedence. Of which Kaluja mentioned a locker over in the corner that he couldn't open. Perhaps you could take a look. Excuse me. Yeah, I begin my employment preservation, or is it? Boss is the divine ideal notion of bigger thing must evolve beyond the shackles of flesh and blood. Three. Our Malala colleagues. Here to... Huh? Reach the end of the journal entry. Remember, 158 show a marked improvement in either. That's right. 58. Nope. But 158 is only part of it. I'll try this later. Okay. Let's try other people. Hail? You're staring intently at something. Interference candidate 20193. 11509. There we go. 11509. I'll try though. 9834 or 115. Nope. Look at that. A level 2 security card. This is fucking Resident Evil. Damn it. Sapphire, you got the locker open. You found another security card. Oh, does that say level 2? We needed a level 3, didn't we? Yes, but it should still open more doors for us to explore. You did well, Sapphire. Preservation members led such surprisingly normal lives, leaving notes, losing their cards. Guess I imagine they'd be more, what's the word? Bloodless? Mechanical? My parents are once part of preservation, if you'll recall. It seemed the researchers who agreed with Calyx and his underwent the conversion to endless entity. It assumed those who could not, would not, eventually left the organization altogether. Oh, I almost forgot. The researchers kept journals in their data tablets. The one I read doesn't explain much, but something big happened in the complex, and afterwards it was decided that everyone would become endless. The writer was really happy about this. You can tell how much they admired Calyx and his work. Entries ended after that, but maybe you can read more in the other tablet there. You have the Deutero lab and the maintenance research. Both are accessed via the southeast corridor. So if it's back to the hub and the locked door across the way, which will hopefully yield before our security card. I'll take the old one if you... Yeah, at least in RE, it was like, here, do this to upgrade your card. Even remember it was like in the in RE2 remake, it was like, it was actually just a matter of swapping out one card for another on a bracelet. Also, is that door decoration a USB? It's USB-A. The heck? Start with the lab. And is the lab down or to the down? Shale, there doesn't seem to be any power here. No, not at all. It's possible the energy supply for this separate conduit means there should be a contingency for all. Look here, sign above the card scanner. In case of emergency, backup power can be rerouted from facilities. The facilities room is down the other branch of this corridor. See about getting the power restored to the Deutero lab, shall we? So shoehorn to the lab, or rather railroad to the lab. Choo choo. Oh great, a puzzle, guessing. Aging power supply. No good. Turning an error. Must be a preliminary procedure. According to this error code, power supply is interrupted for an extended period of time. We need to reconfigure both the emergency generator and the circuit control panel. Shale, that's the emergency generator over there, isn't it? Yes, yes. By the looks of it, it's the same model as the one used in Heritage Found. Hey guys, look, it's a giant CPU cooler. Someone got the fancy air cooler. Hope they remember to remove the plastic from the cooling surface. But how does it send power to the other lab? See. The energy cable attached to the base of this terminal leads down the hall, directly to the Deutero lab. Which means we need a way to connect the generator to that cable. What about these patterns on the floor? Could this be the circuit we need to reconfigure? If you have the right of it. Using the control panel set into each of the tiles, we create an unbroken path for the power to follow. Don't give for an action man. We could look around for any written procedures. I'll keep digging through the terminal's directories. But I also ask someone to operate the generator. I can do it. I've used that type of machine before. Then would you be willing to try and reconfigure the circuit path? The rest of us can help by supplying Sapphire with whatever information might be found in the circuitry configuration. All I need to know is A, B, and so on. That's a lot. A? Diagram. Configure the 4 circuit panels to provide an uninterrupted. Ah, I see. Lower left thing that we don't have. Bottom right is a square, top right is a circle. It's half. Oh. Oh, wait. Ah, okay, I see. Ta-da! I only had to speak with Wuglamat and I figured it out. Aha. It worked! Did it, Sapphire? Deutero lab should now be fully powered. Well done, everyone. If I may, Shell, could we access a certain data log before... I was checking the storage shelves and one of the labels caught my eye. Preservation, the early days is... Of course. It'll only take a moment to bring up the contents. To be a text-based. I'll read it out. Preservation, an Alexandrian Institute for Logical Development, was founded by Calyx, an 11-year-old child prodigy. Approval for establishing the came during Alexander's involvement in the Storm Surge, with Calyx's designs for new defensive solutions funded in treasury. The conflict grew in intensity and casualties mounted. Calyx funneled Preservation's resources towards the perfection of memory store. Research into this field continued even after the Storm Surge came to an end, eventually electing to preserve his own memories and pain. So this account is from before he embraced his endless existence, hundreds of years ago. I met him only once before the Storm Surge began. I was attending my father, who was then the reigning king of Alexandria. Calyx could not have been more than 10 years of age and required constant treatment for his debilitating illness. Yet still he published theories so highly regarded that even the royal family was aware. Life should not be lost to the injustice of death. Now I can hear the single-minded will. So it was that when war came to our kingdom, my father was quick to commit his unwavering support to this somber youth and his proposals for preservation. Several years later, the ensuing violence brought the death of both my parents. Overwhelmed as I was by my success to the throne, I suspect they spared me the reports and endless research and other less urgent matters. So you had no way of knowing what kind of person Calyx was changing into. Change. Perhaps he has ever been the type to value ideals over... See it. Perhaps he did change. Still driven by those same deeply held beliefs that mortality is cruel and unjust, and his role is to deliver mankind from this. Whatever the case may be, we cannot allow him to shape our future. Let's press on, shall we? Onwards to the lab. Done my job correctly, the door to the Deutero lab should be accessible. I'll give everything a once-over just to be sure. So does that mean we're gonna... Okay, I thought we were gonna leave Shale behind. And then something attacks Shale and Shale dies. I am just waiting for that to happen. And there's a reason. I will explain if it happens. Or at least when the patch thing ends. Energy current seems stable enough. Still, you should let me handle this. Security card. Oh, and a quick prayer that a shorted wire doesn't burn me from the... That's very, reassuring. Calculated evolution. Right, I'll get this door. Whew. Smooth as silk. Let's head inside and see what awaits. Cutscene? Cutscene. What's above? Isn't that spare body for in? No, it looks like a satellite cannon. Oh, it's the key. Key to interdimensional fusion. That looks to be a schematic on the monitor. And they've used it to make another key. Isn't it missing the shard inside like the one Sapphire has? You may have been laboring under a misconception. The key was originally a Milala relic. Once this treasure came to its possession, Preservation began working to harness the power to cross dimensions. Aside from the crystal, you can see that all the vessel's components were constructed here. So what might that tell us? This is just a device that made to control it. Would be the logical conclusion, yes. It is as my parents explained. He remains shrouded in mystery. Preservation augmented it with electro, but never grasped the technology's underlying principles. To this day, not a single person understands the mechanics of interdimensional fusion. Not who imbued the key with its power, not when they did so, nor why. Now it makes sense. Calyx can track the key because its vessel was made by Preservation. I believe there's much we may learn in this room. On our next visit, I will have to enlist Ishtola's assistance for a thorough investigation. I too am curious about a great many things, but pinning down Calyx's whereabouts is our priority. Hopefully there's a security card here that grants access to the director's office. Research conducted in this appears to have been highly confidential in nature. Some of the personnel must have belonged to the organization's upper echelons. That means higher security clearance. We should spread out and look for any cards that left. Remember, anything less than a level 3 is no good to us. No sign of any security card. Okay? For someone to leave it on a cart would be very reckless. So it is level 3. Look at that. I'm luckily getting everything in like the first try or so. I can't jump over the device. It doesn't, well, if it isn't exactly what we needed. Nice work, Sapphire. Oh, a level 3! That should get us into the director's office! What was it you were hoping to find in there again? You were saying that a certain device was going to help us? I haven't properly explained myself, have I? I'm looking for a data relay. A data relay. After we discovered this ostensibly abandoned complex, we formed a cursory investigation. A connection to an outside network. I traced the data's routing. I confirmed traffic from a web of Everkeep security camera. Considering the way Calyx is always one step ahead of us, we must assume he's quietly seized control of the city's surveillance system and has been using it to monitor our activities. Monitor what you, as the key holder, are planning. I mean, we kind of should have guessed that from a city entirely laden with technology. But since Calyx is the ultimate recipient of those missions, the flow of data is like a river that we can follow back to him. Just why we need the data relay. If I can analyze the device and see where it's rerouting all the surveillance traffic, then you can pinpoint Calyx's position. That said, it's done nothing to impede our progress. I think I might be on entirely the wrong track. Maybe the reason he isn't stopping us because he can't. Back in the old castle, Calyx said he was measuring Sapphire's strength. He possibly dream up that's stronger than her. Otis revived. I'm so sure. Oh, speaking of camera, another thing I meant. I found evidence that someone deliberately disabled the surveillance feed. Most recent recording was also. I was able to restore the data though. I might as well, we're already here. Start the show then.
Are you really planning to leave?
Yes. The idea of eternal life. It's begun to frighten me.
I struggle to renounce our conventional wisdom. Death is the means by which life prunes its branches, leaving the trunk to grow strong and tall. We die so that our species may flourish. What would become of mankind were we to halt that process?
Bonk.
If unending stagnation is the fruit of our labor, then perhaps we strive for the wrong thing.
Is this supposed to be...
Your argument is a rejection of Master Calyx's vision.
I suppose it is. Perhaps such dread would not plague me, were I capable of sharing his perspective on the subject.
But I cannot. He and I are too different. In too many ways. I lack his extraordinary genius. I had no illness, threatening to cut my life short, no singularity of will to cut away all distractions and focus solely upon research.
I have nothing but respect for his determination. The way he overcame his prognosis and seized the means to transcend death itself. But
I'm sorry, but like, this might ruin the moment a bit.
This obsession with living is the right path. That's why I've decided to leave.
The guy behind her has got like the
and put all my effort towards building a legacy for the next generation to come.
The hentai protagonist haircut.
Surely you.
Ah.
Protocol, you understand. There can be no exceptions.
Wow. She only sorry, let me get my Sweden voice back. She only wanted to leave and he executed her. Images against personnel data. The man who pulled the trigger was Demetrius himself. Everything I could find on him depended to a graduation with Master Ah, I see. Okay. I see where that's gone now. Notice me, senpai. Cameras in this room have been out of operation ever since that incident. Given that the recording was erased, I can only assume he was trying to conceal his grisly deed from the other reason. Surprised given how many parents... Surprised given how my parents described their defection from the Institute. He spoke of rushing me through a portal even as Preservation's agents closed in on them. I dared not to ask what became of them after that. But if it turns out they were captured by their pursuers... Sure they managed. I want to believe that they did. Even if they didn't, I hope they at least enjoyed what time they had as clueless. Oh, Kyle. Very not, Sven. Thanks to a haven of living memory, I was at least able to meet my parents and learn what they stood for. It's enough for me to carry on. Now we don't know how the conflict unfolded between your parents and President. What we do know is that your mother and father cleverly expunged every last trace of their movements. They made sure no one could cross into the source or threaten their child's safety. Right. Let's press on, shall we? This tale behind the key deserves a fitting conclusion. To the director's office! Golulja very excited. I want to check something, hold on, because I can't remember. Azadal's legacy. 1. I can't remember. Is there a dungeon every patch? There is, right? Ah, let's head inside. Sapphire, come with me. Might have need of that. Terminal isn't connected to any outside networks. It can't be the data relay I'm looking for. This office is smaller than the map. I'm positive we're in the right room. What am I missing? Could I ask you and the others to search the office for infuriating puzzle? Having lain dormant fears, the now active coffee makers already entered a self-cleaning cycle. Director's data tablet, a closed locker stands next. Search the locker. Ah! Okay. It contains nothing of note. You quietly shut the locker door. Yes, the director definitely had some secrets in his closet. You pick up the data tablet and begin skimming through the contents. All personnel have undergone processing. Once the shutdown protocols have been completed, proceed with my own corporate. As long as the key remains in the physical world, we must keep this complex in pursuit. Whether for experiments or otherwise, it must be ready to support future operations in whatever capacity Master Calyx. That end, facility equipment will be maintained in stasis mode. Crucial component for security max will be stored separately. Key triggered an explosion today. 13 researchers sustained fatal injuries in the explosion. Memory faculties of 4 personnel sufficiently intact for endless conversion. Remaining 9 designated for either reclamation project. Nothing of note. Rejected resignations of 2 Malala reasons. Those 2 inept Malala broke with preservation and abandoned with the fugitives have since been caught and eliminated. We were too late to recover. Oh. Yeah, we were just talking about that. Complex is to be shut down. All personnel will have their body will be allocated to. Sheesh. These are really big soul cells. Secret door? Pure room lift access. Requires passwords to be input simultaneously at terminals in the Proto Lab, the Deutero Lab, and the... The things I have seen. Thank you. Nice note, was it? With instructions for accessing a secure room, no less. Seems we need to enter a password on 3 different terminals at the same time. There was no such room marked on the map. Yeah? No, precautionary measure, no doubt. And if passwords are involved, I expect access itself is sealed by electrope, you mean? Could it be that wall? I thought it seemed odd when I walked past. A very empty corner of the room. Remember what Kafkiwa used to say, Shiel? Never trust an electrope surface. Electrope isn't always what it appears to be. Of course. Electrope is how you alter the look of all of Solution 9's floors and walls, isn't it? In which case, it shouldn't be too hot. Able. Still need to enter the passwords, don't we? Oh, would you look at that? There's the lift. I've managed to deactivate the protection, but the lock is another story. Didn't that note lay out the password protocol? I say we go ahead and try it. I agree. 2 people should prepare the lab terminals for input while the rest of us look for passwords here. I'll take the Proto Lab. I'll take the Deutero Lab. Actually, it might be better if you stayed, Fiend. Your knowledge of Alexandria and its people could be needed here. Yes, you're right. The passwords are hiding behind clues. That may be something I can help with. I can help too. I've lived my whole life in Alexandria after all. I will take Deutero lab duty then. We can keep in touch via communicator to match our timing. Sapphire, you should have the honor of entering the office. Once you've determined what we need to input, take your place at this terminal. I'll stand by to guide Wook, Lamat, and Kral through the process. You know, there was that display plate over there, the one with the gems. I thought since it was made of electro, it might have some purpose. I couldn't find any switches or buttons to make it do anything. Maybe you can figure it out? Blue gem is a sapphire and the red garnet. Just want to open the locker again. Freaking the freaking Calyx shrine in a locker. I feel like I should go search for the jewel. Is there anything of note in the facilities we missed? Maybe? Or maybe there's a gem in the first employee area. Ah, shit. Well, that's not gonna work. Sapphire, a garnet, and A. Solve the puzzle. Alexandrite. Okay, so that's what he put in here. Yeah, let's try it. Oh, would you look at that? More plan of this comp. Eat the stones. Oh, okay. So we have to ask the... Interesting. Protection. Alexander's protection, Sapphire's honesty. Ah. And it's very fitting that Sapphire is one of the most honest people that I've ever written. Garnet symbolizes devotion. The Proto Lab. Up. That one is Sapphire's. Honesty. Devotion. Action. Let's try it. Did I get it right? Did I get it wrong? I forgot the layout. Nice. I'm so glad that worked. Secure room is the only place we've yet to search. If data really is anywhere, it has to be there. We'll venture in as soon as Wuklamat and Kral rejoin us. Is this a dungeon? Are we about to enter a dungeon? Alright everyone, time to board the lift and see what awaits us. Is it a dungeon? Is it a trial? Or is it just gonna be a really long cutscene? Please be voiced so I don't have to touch anything.
This terminal
Yep.
doesn't look
Okay, I'm
special
gonna
to
grab the
me,
tissue.
but this is definitely what we're after?
It is. But whether or not it will suffice for our purposes is another question.
Beep, beep. Just open up a pack of chocolates here.
The Endless are created using the memories of the deceased. But as memories are, in essence, collections of data, the resultant entities have no physical form. These data entities, as we might call them, have only two methods for interacting with the material world.
And they would be...
One of these we saw in Living Memory, where the Endless are granted
peanut butter
temporary
M&Ms.
bodies
Okay.
through the use of corporeal ether. They become much like solid ghosts that one can see and touch.
I'm kind of on peanut butter.
The other method,
Not a huge fan,
which
but I'm not against
KAZ-oku
that.
employed, is the remote operation of a machine. But where do you suppose the Endless are to be found when not inhabiting a physical body?
The Endless are memories, and if memories are data, then...
A world formed of data.
Yes, we suspect they reside in a virtual domain, one contained entirely within an electrope-based machine. We've seen such a realm before, after all.
Living Memory.
Oh, you mean like the Alexandria made from the Endless Fiend's memories? It all seems so real.
So this virtual domain, it would also be housed within the Meso terminal.
But how? I thought we shut down all the terminals in Living Memory.
You did. And KAZ-oku's program performed just as she intended. The Meso terminal itself was deactivated, as evidenced by the failure of the device which was keeping Spheen's body in stasis. Be that as it may, we face a master of electrope engineering. That he managed to partition and protect the sector harboring his own memories is well within the bounds of possibility.
Let us say that the Meso terminal does indeed contain a second domain, and that Calyx himself resides there. This city, on the other hand, exists here in the source. That being the case, I thought perhaps we could prevent his remote interference by closing the gate to the Golden City, and thus severing the connection between worlds.
Except I tried to close it once already when I visited Living Memory. The process required administrative authorization, a restriction I assumed at the time had been imposed by the Queen.
But now you think Calyx might be responsible.
Just as I suspected. Even now, security transmissions from throughout the keep are being tapped by the core system and routed elsewhere. Almost every single one has you as its focus. He's keeping track of the keyholder's movements.
Oh good, I have a stalker. Wherever I had that before. I like the warrior fight is.
And what a waste of time it's been.
Uh-oh.
Hoping to find me by tracing security data? That will not be necessary. Through a not inconsiderable effort, I've taken your measure and prepared a force sufficient to subdue you.
Hey?
Come. I invite you to the upper reaches of the Meso terminal. The storage device which holds my memories is there. Break the memory bank and victory is yours. I, in turn, will seek to wrest the key from you with any and every means at my disposal.
This feels a little too convenient. He probably has a backup plan if he loses.
Refuse this invitation?
And I will lay siege to the city.
I will wait and continue to convert Alexandrians into endless. Consider the urgency of the situation and make the wiser choice.
Answer me one question, Calyx. The Endless Fiend. When she was queen, you had her face an impossible task, then manipulated her into using the key when she was at her most desperate. If you can do all that, then why not whisk it away when her plans went to ruin? Why let it fall into our hands?
You pour salt in the wound. That disaster was a miscalculation on my part. As her end drew near, Sphene and her restructured memories had become one with the terminal's control systems. In that singular place, in that singular moment, she wielded an authority greater than mine. Thus she was able to shield you, the neighboring sovereign to whom she entrusted her nation's future, and the hero to whom she entrusted that priceless key.
So we've been shielded thanks to her. Sort of.
I am unsure to what degree she perceived my presence, but she knew that someone was watching. Does that satisfy your curiosity?
It does. And I'm satisfied that you will take nothing more from this nation. Not one more life, not one more future, not one single smile from another child's face. You hear me?
Sorry, weird tangent, but it happened.
Sorry for losing my temper, but there's only one way we can deal with people like Calyx.
With spanking, with swords and an axe?
Whatever grand future he envisions, someone will be made to pay the price. And I won't let that happen.
I'm with you. As I always have been.
If I may, I realize it is not my place to say this, Even so, I must thank you both. On behalf of my other self, allow me to say how grateful I am to have you as our champions.
That's good. Phew. Well, that was an adventure. May not have been the method Shell was hoping for, but at least now we know where to find Calyx and what we need to do next. Indeed, while I remain curious about Preservation's research into the key, that is an investigation for another day. And let's head straight to the back room. We should get everyone on the same page before we make our move. Is the next quest going to be called The Promise of Tomorrow? It's a dungeon that... Damn that bastard Calyx. Waited until I was this close before snatching away my moment of triumph. Infuriating, condescending way he spoke to us. See you's time is up, you smug little weasel. Anyway, the whole thing didn't go to plan, but we learned a great deal about preservation. That knowledge could come in handy in the days. Though I may not be able to contribute much to a direct confrontation, I mean to see this through with you, providing whatever support. Our own. Sapphire, we've briefed Aranville on everything that has happened and sent word to the others. We've now but to consider what our next actions will be. You? Calyx has offered you the opportunity. And though it feels much like striding face first into an ambush, you have little choice. If we are to destroy the memories he supposedly has stored in the upper reaches of the Meso Terminal, that is where we must go. Excuse me. While I'm still upset at being deprived of my moment, I nevertheless did my duty. I can confirm the relay we found surveillance data to a device somewhere in living memory. When you go to fight Calyx, pray let me fight alongside you. Let me fight for the memory of Otis and Zelenia, and for the other Sphene I may have become. Most importantly, for my beloved kingdom and a joyful tomorrow. It has always been your fight as much as ours, if not more. Thank you for understanding what this means to me. Hell yeah, are we finally gonna see White Mage Sphene? I'll be coming with you as well. You know my reasons. It hardly needs saying, but your fellow Scions also have every intention of accompanying you into battle. So adamant were Alizé and the others on this point that they have already left for living memory. I am more than ready to do the same. I'll keep patrolling the streets for signs of trouble, especially from anyone wearing neo-regulators. Should you need anything from me, I'll be on standby here in the back room. I really want to go with you too, but I know I can't. Know that sometimes you have to be patient and trust in your friends. Something your father didn't. Oh, Sapphire. Kyle and I think that we should talk to Gossan before we leave for living memory. Under Calyx's direction, preservation has helped shape Alexandria's society for centuries. Taking him down will have serious consequences, and we need to warn the officials in charge about what we intend. Again, is this a good idea considering that Gossan is also wearing a neo-regulator and will also be probably brainwashed or heavily influenced? Justifications aside, we shall be acting against the wishes of all who desire to become us. Exactly. We don't know if Gossan will approve or oppose our chosen course, but either way, leaving without a word is the wrong thing to do. Come, we should be on our way. A resolution first, yes? Be safe, everyone. We'll see you when it's over. They better not kidnap Gululja while we're doing this. It's gonna suck. There they are.
I see. A difficult situation.
Is. One I hope you will support.
Of an official sovereign, I agree that it is not preservation's place to dictate the future of our nation. However, I also cannot simply take a side and declare my support for your efforts to defeat Calyx.
Is that because of the new regulator you wear?
I've yet to register it. I find myself caught between the fear of dying and the desire to carry out the duties of governance. My greatest concern is how we shall stem this ever-increasing terror of mortality when becoming endless is no longer an option. And that's to say nothing of the recent slaughter committed by our own soldiers. The fact that such violence was perpetrated for the very purpose of creating endless will, paradoxically, make it more difficult to endorse your chosen course. It may not seem logical, but for those who lost friends and family in the attacks, halting the creation process altogether would render the deaths of their loved ones utterly meaningless. Is it not cruel to rob them of what little solace they could claim, when we have only just learned what it is to mourn?
No? Is it
Tell
not
me,
cruel?
How are we meant to overcome such tragedies?
Is it not more cruel to subject people to dying because they don't want to live forever?
Stop begging others to teach us for a start.
Oh, he removed his regulator. They've all removed their regulators.
For the longest time, we've been protected by Queen Sphene and the systems put in place by our forebears. The hardships and responsibilities of life were distant things, and we felt entitled to our comforts, even as we barely noticed those who risked everything to keep us sheltered. But no more. From now on, we need to learn on our own. How to live with the promise of death. How to endure the pain of loss. We may never learn to love such things, but we may learn to survive them. The people beyond the barrier, even the Alexandrians of old, they've all had to live with these fears. There's no reason we can't do it too.
What are you all doing here?
Yeah. What he said.
Malachite called us in, and the Oblivion members briefed us on the current crisis. You don't stand idly by while your house burns down. We came together and thought about how we could help.
Long story short, we've decided to join the fight alongside Oblivion.
I feel like that dagger on her chest has been poorly rendered.
But we're well aware of how little use we'd be in
Only
actual
because
combat.
it really looks like it's made out of rubber.
A battle of ideas, on the other hand. Now that we might be qualified to do something about. We'll talk to our neighbors and do our best to quell their fears. Convince them to make the most of this life and enjoy all it has to offer. Perhaps that will help to ease your burden.
It certainly will. Even if a few are assuaged by your words, it will make things easier.
Those who have already registered will be difficult to sway, but there are still many who waver. Those are the ones we'll concentrate on.
Fair enough. Okay, that's good.
Gossen, if you truly care for the people of Alexandria, then now's the time to start thinking of ways to prevent more deaths.
Exactly. Who are we to decide who lives, who dies, who tells our story?
Were I to become endless at the expense of my countrymen's lives, I would regret it for the rest of my existence.
Smash it! Smash it on the ground!
Forgive my weakness. When the people have lost their way, it falls to the government to support and guide them. Alexandria can rise above this sorrow and find its way forward once more. Is that not so, Your Majesty?
Indeed it is.
He knew. He knew from the beginning.
No, that wasn't... what I meant to say was...
Calm down, Sphene.
He knew.
Lamity, you used her name.
Oops. Now everything's falling apart. We've all... Oops. We've doxed Sphene. Oopsie daisy.
The perfect resemblance to our beloved Queen Sphene has not escaped our notice. Yet we also understand that you are not her. Having to live in secret, unable to share who you really are, that must have been hard on you. When you come back, please tell us all about yourself. I imagine yours is a rather outlandish story, but we're eager to hear it all the same. You're one of us, an Alexandrian, and we don't abandon our own.
Put on the crown. Put on the crown. Put on the crown. Put on the crown.
I promise to return.
Okay. Well, I guess, yeah, she shouldn't because that's also a regulator.
When I do, I look forward to speaking with you all.
Okay, so this is what I mean by like the voice direction in this expansion has been a little shaky. So, small gripe. In that moment where, what's her name? Mahusa? Or Mahausa was delivering her lines. It could have been with a bit more somberness and softness. It's a bit too cheery for what I think was a scene where she's trying to be very earnest. Like, this is a very heavy thing to discuss. So, like, there could have been better cadence. And this is what I mean by, like, you can't pin it entirely on the talent behind the character. You have to also consider things like the direction. voice direction, because like even if you could say, oh, but it was the actor that delivered the line, yeah, but it was the studio, the voice directors, the sound directors that approved and mixed it for the game. They listened to this, said that was okay, and put it in. And it's not just a Woklamat thing. It's also here. See, like I said, Mahusa. She was a bit, in my opinion, that scene, but Mahusa was a little too cheery with the line delivery. Given the context, I think it should have gone more along the lines of having to live in secret, unable to share, like more pauses and a bit more toned down, because you're trying to speak seriously, even if it is a sort of positive disposition. That could have been a little differently, but this is just like my personal gripe as someone who likes listening to vocal performances, especially because in video games, anime, animated films, you have to do a lot of conveyance with your voice. So the vocal acting is definitely something that like I pay attention to a lot. And it's not to say that the talents are bad. Like the rest of Mahouse's lines are okay, and she's just she's a side character. But direction, sometimes I go, that could have been better. And I don't know if it's because they were rushing, or it's just whoever was in charge of vocal direction this time. Everyone was so warm and welcoming. Alexandrians are, as ever, a stalwart people. How glad I am to be home. Thank you, Gosan. That decision must have been difficult to make. If only I could claim the courage to do so came from... Final push came from Alexandria's citizens and their bravery in taking the first step towards change. Speaking of which, can I ask you to lock that neo-regulator away where no one can get to it? That should prevent the registrations from reaching the target now. You should be glad to do so. I fear it would be to no avail. According to our most recent surveys, the number of neo-regulators in circulation exceeds the stated 5,000. Surmise the surplus units are to account for those like myself who have had a change of heart or are otherwise hesitant to register. Does sound like something Calyx would do. Well, we'll have to face him either way, so no point in delaying the inevitable. On to living memory. Are we gonna be teleported? No, we're gonna walk through the Arcadian first. Or Aaronville will anyway.
Things seem much the same.
So listen, you have nothing more to fear than any other normal day. Deep breaths. We'll get through this.
Considering we're 2 expansions after, I wonder if we can actually solo Gaia's EX.
You'd be telling them much the same
Or
if you were
Xeno's
here.
EX.
I suppose it falls to me now.
I want to get my glams. I just want to do it quickly. Ah, it is good to see our comrades hale and girded for battle. Us, we've been ahead to inspect the lay of the land. No changes of note aside from with the Meso Terminal itself. Why? What's happened to the Meso Terminal? The wall has receded to provide a convenient entrance into the structure's interior. There is no ingress when last here, so Must assume that Calyx has since manipulated the terminals all to facilitate his most gracious invitation to the an invitation I am eager to accept. For the sake of all who love Alexandria, I will not yield nor leave them to despair. Average aim. A terminal invitation. I believe everyone determined to be here is present at it. Shall we make our way to the terminal? We wouldn't wish to keep our insistent host waiting. I saw the thing had artwork on it, or it had an image on it. Have I not unlocked flying in this region yet? Oh my goodness. I have not unlocked flying in this region. Whoops. Have I unlocked have I bought the mount speed yet? This is how behind I am on this game. I have not even gotten flying in this map. Oh goodness. Oops. Let's get the gemstone trader. Hey, can I get my increased mount speed? Apparently I have not unlocked the increased mount. This is literally the first level of it. Oh, whoops. Hey Malv, guess what? I can't fly in this area and I don't have the increased mount speed. Yep, there it is. Oh no, lol. Yep. Oh no, indeed. Must hop to it. Quite literally hop to it. Well, here we are again, facing another battle to decide Alexandria's fate. Centuries slept here. On awakening, I found the world as I knew it had changed. So frightened at first I couldn't recognize a single thing. Everything I loved had gone to dust. Beneath the unfamiliar surface, much remained the same. For that I give thanks to Otus and Zelenia and their royal knights, who lay their lives in the line to defend our way of life. Thank every Alexandrian who believed in our future and passed on our legacy. Thank my other self, who so loved this kingdom of ours. I thank you all for kindling this hope in my heart. This courage to take up arms and fight once more. So let us make us stand together and fight for what we hold dear. Kind and gentle Queen Sphene, too weak to serve her people. So she will serve them no more. Freed from conscience, I shall become a ruler that can protect Alexandria. Devourer of worlds. Together we stand. Together we... My gratitude. And surely Otus and Zelenia will join us in spirit. Let's head inside and finish this. In the upper reaches of this terminal awaits the device which holds Calyx's memories. Falls to us to make the climb and destroy it once and for all. I, must bring matters to a definitive end. Will not suffer him to cause Alexandria further harm nor claim the key. The Queen entrusted it to Sapphire for good reason. Besides, it would be a tragedy indeed to relinquish a relic with so much research potential. Apparently, Calyx thinks he's taken your measure. I urge you to correct that misguided assumption. I wholeheartedly concur. It would still counsel caution. That he would be so bold as to extend us an invitation bespeaks tremendous confidence in his preparations. Come, friends, we set forth into the midst of dreaming endless. Hey, new dungeon. Unfortunately, we'll have to save that for next time because it's already 9 o'clock and I cannot continue today. But I will be starting the next stream next week. That's gonna be next week with a trust dungeon. I'll be doing this as a trust because Sven's in the party. I am gonna take full advantage of that. I want to see this. I need to see this. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to not take the community with me for that one. But if you guys would like to still watch next week, I'll be back with FF14 next week. Because, reminder, it's still FF14 February. So I'll be doing this for the entire month. I'm aiming to complete the entirety of the MSQ. And then we do the normal raids, the Alliance raids, which I've yet to do. And if I can get geared enough, maybe the extreme trials, we'll see. I might host some extreme trial farming parties, or well, in my case it'll be a learning party because I haven't done any of these. I don't even know which ones are relevant. Anyway, so that's it for today, folks. Thank you, Mal, thank you, Ned, thank you everyone who has been in the chat and are enjoying, whether you're lurking or alert. I'll be back at it again with FF14 next week. But for tomorrow, that's not the end of the week. Tomorrow we have one more stream. We still have Zenda's Zone Zero patch 2.6 because I got the times of the maintenance wrong. So apparently that's going to be today. It's actually ongoing right now for another 2 hours. The new patch will be released at 11 a.m. So I'll have to do the stream tomorrow. Tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. That's Zenda's Zone Zero. Unless I'm asked to do something else, in which case we will need to postpone that. But we'll see. Just make sure you're following me on Twitter and on Blue Sky for all of my announcements, and also I will be announcing my schedule in the tab anyway. Also, I'd like to ask a favor of the community. Please, guys, if you have the time and you're rewatching, please clip. I need help making shorts, and I don't know what to clip. I don't know what you guys find funny, and I'm very skewed in my opinions of myself. But yeah, I'll see if I can make a new short for next week. But anyways, that's it for today, folks. I hope you all enjoyed the stream. Thank you so much for coming. I'll see you all tomorrow for Zenda's Zone Zero. But until then, the cast bar is closed and drinks will be waiting for you guys when you're... Good night, everyone. Stay safe.